Good morning, everyone. Really grateful to be here at NOAH again. So at Goodwall, imagine if LinkedIn met TikTok at a bar to connect youth to opportunity. That's what would give you Goodwall. But before I dive into what Goodwall's all about and what we're creating, I want to tell you a bit of a story about our why. So my brother and I, we co-founded Goodwall, but we were born into a humanitarian family of sorts. Our father served the UNHCR to help refugees in Iraq, Afghanistan, Iran, the last Gulf War. And our mother was the first female employee of the Global Fund to fight HIV/AIDS, TB, and malaria. So we grew up, if you will, with a desire to create meaningful impact with our lives. One summer in particular, I think I was age 7, my brother 9, we accompanied our father on one of his trips to a refugee camp in eastern Iran, western Afghanistan, on the border there. And we were invited as kids to distribute sweets or candy to kids our own age. And that's probably one of the first times we noticed something different or odd, which was what we noticed was what you'd refer to as an opportunity gap. Why were we the kids distributing the candy to other kids our own age, and why was it not the other way around? That opportunity gap has been something that has bugged us ever since, and something that we've been intent on closing and bridging. You would expect the world would notice if $8.5 trillion went missing. That is the cost of this opportunity gap. That is what is at risk if we fail to bridge this gap, and as a result, the unrealized annual revenues by 2030 if we don't close the global skills gap and the global talent shortage. Meanwhile, there is a new wave of talent. If we think of it in the global north, we have a talent shortage. In the global south, we have a talent surplus. There are over 1 billion young people expected to enter the workforce this decade. Of that 1 billion, 90% from emerging and developing economies, 80% from the global south. That being said, when we think of it, the way in which today we value and assess talent is based on your work experience, your education, and who you know, whether it's from LinkedIn or CV or your resume. That's how the world works. But when you think of young talent, number one, work experience, catch-22, you need experience to get experience. When it comes to education, only 38% of youth globally benefit from a higher education. And third, unless your parents are well connected, you're not connected. So by default, your average young person is at a disadvantage when connecting to opportunities, which is why we're so bullish on skills and why we feel that skills can play the role of the currency of the future of work. Because if we valued and assessed talent based on skills, we could tap into this massive untapped talent pool, which leads me to Goodwall. At Goodwall, we've built a skills-based social network for Gen Z to learn and to earn, and essentially to become the best versions of themselves. Today, we serve around 2.5 million young people in 150 countries on their journeys from the ages of 16 to 26, and we're on a mission really to level the playing field for youth everywhere. Goodwall has 3 core pillars. The first is the Goodwall, a skills profile. The second, the talent community. And the third, a mission to provide opportunities for all. Starting with the Goodwall or skills profile. The name Goodwall comes from this. It's a wall, a profile, where you showcase all the good things you've done, and in doing so, demonstrate your skills through photos and videos. This is also where we got our name, LinkedIn meets TikTok in a way. Second, we have nurtured a really positive and supportive community, connecting youth around the world in a safe space for them to connect based on shared interests and shared skills. And finally, we connect our members to opportunities, competitions, campaigns, jobs, internships, based on the skills that they've been able to acquire and demonstrate through our platform. Today, we work alongside some of the largest organizations, Fortune 500s, and governments in order to impact the next generation at scale. This is the core of our business model as well today. We help these organizations gather youth insights, amplify the voices of youth at events like COP and Davos. We help them raise awareness and mobilize youth to create impact action at massive scale. And then we empower youth-led innovation and promote opportunities to youth. This has led us to a path to profitability. Today, we work alongside partners like Fortune 500s from PwC to SAP to Accenture and IBM, but also some of the most important organizations, who've won Nobel Peace Prizes, from UNICEF to UNDP, and then, of course, governments. One thing that we have cracked that would be of interest, I think, today is unit economic positivity. Today, at Goodwall, we have a 10x delta between our cost per user and our revenue per user. Our CAC has gone down 75% in the last 24 months, and we've almost tripled our revenue in the last 2 years. But at the same time, we still have a little bit of a gap. While we've reduced our costs overall 40%, excluding R&D, in the last 2 years, and almost tripled our total revenue in the last 2 years, we still face a little bit of a gap. And that's where the opportunity lies. If we can accelerate our profitability, we can expect to break even within the next 18 to 24 months. Which leads me to my ask here today. Goodwall is pre-Series B, post-Series A. We're on the path to profitability, with an opportunity to really build the world's largest young talent pool, alongside organizations like the United Nations and Fortune 500s, while impacting millions of lives. So if you're interested in leveling the playing field for youth everywhere and making the future of work for everyone, I'd be glad to take a conversation. Thank you so much for having us.